Hi tubers, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a short video on what happens after I finish recapping a deck. Yesterday in my previous videos, you'll see that on this B77 that I'm working on here, right? It's been recapped and it's working fine. Everything is fine. But before we go into calibration, right, we have to make sure that everything is good. All the voltages are good. The taco head is operating properly, and of course the tape sensor is good, right? So it's all laid out in the book, in the manual, right? So I'm going by the manual. I talk about checking the supply voltage, checking the tape transport adjustment, taco head adjustment, tape speed calibration, and of course the end of tape switch. So I'll just go through it quickly with you guys. And like I say, this is just to share my experience with newbies just like myself, because I was coming from where you are right now. So I'm just showing, I'm just sharing what I've gone through. So first thing first, we're gonna check the voltage, the regulated and then the unregulated volts. It's kind of tricky to get this thing down in here. It's in. So the regulated voltage is supposed to be 20 volts plus or minus 1 volt according to the manual. So let me see what we have here. Very close. 20.5 volts. I'm not complaining. So that's good. And we'll check the unregulated voltage. Okay, so this is the resistor R4 on the tape drive board, right? This is supposed to be 24 volts to 26 volts. So let's see what I get. Almost dead on, 24 volts, 23.9 volts, right? So I'm not complaining. So the regulated and unregulated voltage are good. Next, we're gonna look at the taco speed, and this comes off of these two. This is a brown and black wire that comes up from the taco head. It goes from the taco head here. Let me show it to you. This is the taco head right here. So that blue and brown wire, and it comes up and it goes up to the power supply board. So that's where I'm gonna put my counter on it. What the fuck? Okay, so I have it hooked up, right? And this is what I'm getting. I'm getting 94 millivolts off of the taco head, and that's incorrect according to the manual. I should be getting 35 to 50 millivolts. So to correct that, all I need to do is to unscrew the taco head and put it as close as possible to the capstan motor. The capstan motor has some grooves in it, and that's where it picks up the signal. The taco head picks up the signal. So I'll put that as close as possible until I get between 35 to 50 millivolts off the taco head, and that should be fine. Okay, so that's kind of a little tricky job, so I'm gonna do that off camera. Okay, so I was able to get it to 44 millivolts. .5. So that's well within spec. The manual says 35 to 50 millivolts, so I'm not complaining. So you see, now the taco is where it's supposed to be. I call these my octopus leads because it can bend to some really tight spots, and then you just push it and it grab whatever you want to attach to. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to check the speed of the capstan motor, and you do that by attaching the lead to the test point on the capstan board. There's a test point right under here that you attach your lead to, and then you attach the other lead to ground. So I'm going to do that right now. So what we're heading for is 800 hertz. It should not be more than 800 hertz when either of the speed, either high speed or low speed is engaged. So let's see what happens now. Okay. So I am very close. It says 798 hertz. That's in, let's see, this is in the low speed. Let's see the high speed. High speed is 797, pretty much the same. But I'm going to tweak it a little bit to get it at 800. So all you do is just adjust it right here. There's a pot right here. Adjust this pot to 800. Right? Now it's dead on 800. So I'm going to switch speed and see if we're still at 800. Okay, 800. It's settled off at 800 now. So So we know that the tacho is good and the capstan motor is spinning at the correct speed. That's great. Okay, next we're going to move on to the tape sensor. Okay. Okay, so the manual tells you to load a tape to perform this function of testing the end of tape sensor. So I've loaded the tape, so now I'm going to play the tape. And in order to test the end of tape sensor, you just move the tape so that light can go between, so that light can hit the sensor. As soon as light hits the sensor, the tape will stop or should stop. As you see in this case, the tape stops. So that means the end of tape sensor is working. But there's a shortcut to this. I didn't have to load a tape to do that. I could have just as well put a piece of tape over the sensor like that, right? And then play the tape. So that's when the tape is this simulates the tape is threaded, and then you just pull this off, and the thing should stop. That's when you get lazy and you don't want to load a tape, but that's just a shortcut. Thought I just pointed out because I know some people are going to say, yeah, you don't have to load a tape, you could just do that. But yeah, you can do that. All right. So another test the book say you should do is check to make sure that the pinch roller doesn't engage before the reel stops when you're in fast forward. When you're in fast forward and then you hit play, the tape should come to a complete stop and then it jumps into play. If the pinch roller engages before that happens, then there's an issue with the quite likely the tape move sensor need to be adjusted. So let's try that and see what happens. Let me do that again. Watch carefully. Good. You notice that the tape comes to a complete stop before the pinch roller jumps up and hit the capstan motor right there. Right. So with respect to the manual, everything is good so far. So those are just some preliminary steps that you have to go through after you recap your deck, and if you're going to do a calibration. Now, some people says when you're recapping, and if you were to measure all the pots, when you take them out, you measure all the pots and adjust the new pots to those values and put them back on the boards, then you don't have to calibrate the deck because it should be right in the ballpark. That could be true, but me personally, I don't do that. I do measure them, yes, but I always recalibrate after I don't just say, oh, I'm in the ballpark and be done with it. No, I just go ahead and do a complete calibration. So I think the deck is ready for calibration. So that will be coming up next. All right, thank you for watching.